Hey guys, it's Brendan from Best Life Weight Loss, and today's video I'm going to touch on when you're feeling sick. You know, maybe you feel like you got a cold or flu or something, or you're just tired, worn out, and you know, if you have your routine set up for your workout, you've already made your schedule, and you know, maybe you're working out Monday through Friday, and Wednesday comes rolling around and you're just not feeling it. You're feeling under the weather, you're feeling tired. So first and foremost, obviously my advice is going to be, you know, stretch first. Drink some water. You wake up, you get up, you're not feeling good, drink at least 12 to 16 ounces of water. Start stretching. That's gonna, you know, it's gonna wake your body up. It's gonna get your body moving. It's gonna get your mind going. I'm telling you, water is amazing. Everyone, when on wake up, you should be trying to consume at least 14 to 16, you know, a little bottle or something. You should be trying to consume a decent amount of water on wake up. At least 2 8-ounce cups. And that you're gonna see the difference of just drinking the water on wake up. But one thing that always used to happen when I was younger, and I would start working out, I would start exercising, there'd come a day where I didn't feel like doing it, whether I was sick, tired, etc. And I would stop. I would take that day. You know, I've been doing really good. Take this day off. What ended up happening is that I wouldn't continue. That day off would be 2 days off, or the diet would suffer, you know, and it always ended up happening. I always ended up messing up the schedule, taking a day off, and falling off of it. So 2 years ago when I started this journey, I remember thinking to myself, like, I really can't skip these days. I need to go on it. And I remember the first time I really felt bad and I didn't want to do it. You know, in my knee, I've had a couple of surgeries now. So when I first started on the bike, it was a little rough, and then my knee would get a little sore. You know, well, I guess I'd been working out too much, and my calf muscles and, you know, underlining muscles, they were feeling really bad. And I stretched a little bit. I got the stretching going, and I got on the bike. I put it on really low resistance, and I just started going. And I'm gonna tell you, at first, I was in a lot of pain. And I'm going slow, and I'm like, you know, and I while going, I realized, I was like, it's almost like it's starting to subside, you know? And I remember just thinking, like, wow, I was able to finish, and I was able to do, like, I think at the time I was doing like an hour and 30 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes, and I was able to finish when before I started, I didn't think I was going to be able to start. So when it comes to something like that, that's why I said you want to stretch, you want to drink the water, you want to give your muscles time to see if, hey, is it just like a little sore, fatigue, or is there an underlying issue that I can't work out? If you can use the muscle, feel the muscle, if you can do the exercise and you're not debilitating, I would say go for it. You know, stick to your routine, stick to your schedule. Don't skip the day if you're feeling tired, sore, and you think you can do it, or you feel like, oh man, I think, and even if it hurts a little bit, I would say try. Give it 10, 15 minutes. Now, if you're doing it 15 minutes in and it's unbearable, please stop. Once it becomes unbearable, once it becomes something where you're doing it and if every time you pedal you wince, stop. But if you're doing it and you notice it's not that bad, it's getting easier, it's tolerable, keep going. Keep at it. Stopping, messing up your routine, at least for me, remember, this is all, you know, I don't know anything thing. I'm not a doctor. I don't have fucking degrees, nothing like that. Everything I'm telling you is just things that I learned from experience. And one thing I learned was when I skip days, man, I get lazy. I don't want to do it. Now let's say you're sick. So I know you might not believe me, but in the 2 years since I've been starting this journey, I've only skipped my workout once. And that was when I had COVID. And I had really bad COVID symptoms 2 days. So one of the days was already like gonna be my off day. So I was fine. I was like, okay, I can't taste anything, have massive headache, severely dehydrated. The following day, it was, more of the same, but I got a little better. By that third day, still kind of felt shitty, but I had been consuming a lot of vitamin C. My buddy had been telling me vitamin C was helping. I was taking like those emergencies, putting them in water, just consuming a lot of fucking vitamin C. And I think it really helped. That and water. I consumed a lot of water, and I made sure I put down some kind of food, whether it was soup or bread. It was the only time I really deviated from the diet. And if you've had COVID, you know that you really don't have an appetite for anything, so you just had to put away what you could. But that third day came around, and feeling kind of iffy, but I wanted to try. And let me tell you, I finished. I did my I don't know what I was at the time, maybe hour 30, hour 40, but I did it. Third day of COVID. And I did my routine every day after that. Got better and I felt fine. Now, that's not going to say you're going to work out during a cold, a fever, the flu, whatever. But especially zone 2 cardio on the bike, you have a cold, you can still hit it. You can still get on the bike with cold. Have some tissues near you, maybe a rag to blow your nose, and have water. Now listen, if you're sick and you have a cold or something, you have a lot of mucus, and you're trying to exercise, drink room temperature water. I love cold water. But when you're sick, when you're producing a lot of phlegm, that cold water, it's actually gonna, I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I've drinking a lot of cold water in my days. And it just doesn't help overall. But if you're feeling kind of under the weather, you're sick, and you want to still hit it, you want to get on that bike, like I suggest you should, I'd say drink some room temperature water. Constantly be blowing your noses. And here's the key. Maybe you're too sore and you still want to get it. Maybe you feel like you have a cold and you still want to get it. You don't have to go as hard. When you're working out, if you look at my other videos, tell you when it gets easy to make it harder. But when you're under the weather, when you feel sick, when you feel tired, you don't have to go as hard. I think you should do the same length. Like I said, when I got on the bike, when I had that third day of COVID, I turned the resistance down to like 2. But I kept the amount of time I was on here. Maybe I didn't have the fastest pace, but I made sure my heart rate was elevated. So there's things like that where I suggest, like, hey, you're feeling sick, you're feeling tired, I would implore you to still try and get your workout in, to still exercise in some facet. And I think if you can do that, if you can kind of say, hey, I'm not going to skip my days, I'm going to stick to the routine, you'll see crazy good results. This weight loss journey, it comes down to you 100%. You have to want it for yourself, and you want to be able to achieve it. And if you utilize all of the tips, every video I make, I just try and make something digestible, something easy for you to understand, to try and help you out. Something that if I would have known 2 years ago, maybe I'd be at a bigger weight loss than I am right now. Being able to implement all of those things, I think will help anyone and everyone on their journey. Well, I hope that helped, and I hope you start your weight loss journey today. Stay positive.